We're checking now with Hamilton Mayor Fred Eisenberger about what's going on in the city. Lots of talk across the country, actually, about what happened in Ancaster, Mayor Fred, on Saturday night with the large car meet there. Police were already there. They were looking for street racers, but then it turned into this whole, social distancing issue.
Yeah, very unfortunate, activity by, a collection of people that, have little regard for the rules as they exist and obviously, want to go through the streets, racing their vehicles. So that's something that we want to prevent. And so the police went to and made the call that rather than having all of these hot rodders take off and try and avoid ticketing and policing and racing through the streets and causing potential mayhem, they would get as much information as they could, disperse the crowd so that that safety measure was looked after, and then investigate to see who the organizers were and see if we can throw the book at them. And so that's the approach they took, and I think that was a wise decision on their part, rather than having all these testosterone-driven vehicles, flying through the Ancaster neighborhoods trying to get away from police, which would create a hazard all unto itself. They decided to capture information, disperse the crowds orderly, and then investigate to see if we can level some fining.
Street racing has become a big problem, especially now during the pandemic, because there are fewer cars on the road. There is that ability to speed. I understand photo radar, a couple of pilot projects are starting next month.
Yeah, you know what? Everyone loves to hate photo radar because, it's irrefutable evidence that you've done the wrong thing in the community, but they're very effective. And the very fact that they're there causes people to, and then the fact that people are aware that they're there causes people to slow down. I recall back in the day when it was on the highway, speeds went from, the 120, which traditionally everybody goes 20 over, to 100, and it was faithfully adhered to. And I'm no doubt, there are a number of tickets issued, and it was taken out probably because of complaints about ticketing, at that point in time. But the reality is, it's evidence that you cannot refute, and so people love to hate them. But I think in terms of speed control and getting people to drive appropriately and safely, they are very, very effective.
When it comes to public safety, public health safety, how do you respond to concerns Councillor Lloyd Ferguson brought up because the city, the health unit isn't updating information on COVID numbers over the weekend? Does that erode public trust? Is there a reason why we don't get updated numbers? I know Halton doesn't update its numbers on the weekend either.
It just takes additional, person power to make it happen. And, all of the resources that we've had, and we've brought in hundreds of more people to do contract tracing and all the evidence gathering. And it was determined that, it just wasn't worthwhile to have those extra couple of days covered by people that need to be doing other important work. And so, leaving it to Monday, we've been open and transparent in every way possible. So this whole notion that there should be a lack of trust, I think it's unfortunate that the councillor raised it. I disagree with him. I don't think it's true. We have been forthright and as accurate as we can be in the context of, changing dynamics, almost daily, if not or weekly, if not daily. So we're providing as up-to-date as information as we can provide, as quickly as we can provide it, but we want it to be accurate. So taking the extra time to ensure it's accurate is probably more important.
Also, during the pandemic, as the weather gets colder, the issue of housing still coming up. I understand you were yesterday at another Indwell location for affordable housing.
Which is a fantastic development in partnership with the James Street North Baptist Church. So they've redeveloped a church that was old and tired from Houston Street, and then built brand new, and wrapped housing around it. So 45 additional units. So that's certainly a step in the right direction. And yesterday, the government announced $1 billion quick rapid housing funding announcement, which equally is good. We need more of those kinds of announcements, but it's 3,000 units. The wait list in Hamilton alone is 6,000 units. And so we've got a long way to go, but we're stepping up. We're putting more and more resources into, providing new affordable housing units. There's a Roxborough project I think we spoke of last time we got together. very, very, high density development that is going to be a whole range of affordability, home ownership, between affordability and home ownership and geared income.
Lots of
All of
steps
that's good
still to take.
for business.
Fred, I'm sorry, I have to cut you off there. They're telling me we're out of time again. We need longer, right, to talk. But thanks for the update, Mayor Fred Eisenberger from the City of Hamilton.
See you again.